Why is niggas so sensitive? Afraid of words, riled up over a couple foul things they heard. So sensitive, they act like girls. Get a nigga have an opinion in this bitch ass world. So sensitive, afraid of words, riled up over a couple pronouns and words. So sensitive, they act like girls. Get a nigga have an opinion in this bitch ass world. Snap music, I ain't leaning and rocking. That don't mean I'm about to start cocking rocks. I'm gunning niggas dying. It's just my opinion. You're acting like some boys when we're supposed to be some grown men. Grew up on the board, smoking Swisses down at Garden House. Down pocket X, shooting pie, drinking full wild. Riding in Scion, a neon, we roll that real on the front. Here come the back, springs in the head, wrist, aches in the drum. Ooh, 9 cross my lap, across the sea is the pump. Banging screw tapes, all that UGK. Now NPA, that's how we play. Y'all millennium thugs, all the drinks and drugs. Bring the stop with the crying and gon' shut the fuck up. Boss your opinion if you're stating some facts. But if you're wrong, yeah, homie, gon' take the shot back. It's all sensitive. Afraid of words, round up over people about things they heard. So sensitive, they act like girls. You never have an opinion in this bitch ass world. So sensitive, afraid of words, round up over a couple pronouns and words. So sensitive, they act like girls. You never have an opinion in this bitch ass world. Get it off my chest, I'm gonna speak my mind. In my face with that mess, you gon' eat this nine. Buffin' is a smoke screen, thumping is the real thing. If the nigga yapping me, ain't gonna do a damn thing. That's why working that bitch, Martin Big Six shit. Get that hoe up out that gate, he ain't gonna do shit. But beware of that pussy nigga never respond. He just waiting on that day, he can run up and ball. The good niggas don't talk that much. They just let your ass know anyone can get touched. Take a nigga after church in this Sunday best. Y'all can bury him like that, he ain't got it with dress. Breasts ain't nothing but warning shots. Look at 50 Cent, look how he got what he got. He talk to niggas out there saying what he got up in their brain. He just stop seeing this all the human inside. So sensitive, afraid of words, riled up over a couple foul things they heard. So sensitive, they act like girls. Can a nigga have an opinion in this bitch ass world? So sensitive, afraid of words, riled up over a couple pronouns and words. So sensitive, they act like girls. Can a nigga have an opinion in this bitch ass world? Here's what it feels, and this the way it's gonna be. Ain't no pussy boy gonna remain around me. Tough skin is required in this game of life. Listen, niggas get extorted, yeah, pay that price. I'm the violent ass nigga, but don't cross that line. If I'm sure that happen, nigga, I'll bust this nine. I'm afraid of the book, and I ain't no pig. If that bitch show his fangs, I'ma spit at her wig. Ain't nothing but a sound to me. If the nigga making noise, I can see in my jeans. I'm a bustin' ass nigga with some gangster ways. I'll make it out the hood, plus make it away. So my niggas get on and they eat too. Told Walter Pope, it does not what they do. DMT plus the fruit, that's the whole triangle. He's a little motherfucker, and I ain't the wise. He's so sensitive, afraid of words, riled up over a couple foul things they heard. So sensitive, they act like girls. Can a nigga have an opinion in this bitch ass world? So sensitive, afraid of words, riled up over a couple pronouns and words. So sensitive, they act like girls. Can a nigga have an opinion in this bitch ass world?
Dayo.
what it is, man. Jesus Trevino, Zay Sanchez, Dev's Head, what the business is. We back in the building, ready to trill, cast, and last. Yeah, man, it ain't a podcast, but it might wind up being one day, because that makes sense. It ain't no need to go against the tide. When the tide is turning, sometimes you got to go with the flow. So you never know. But right now, until then, we trill casting and lasting. Know I'm talking about, yeah, yo, it's your player partner. He's a lead, man. And what do we got on the docket today? What do we have on the docket today? What do we have on the docket today, man? I hope everybody feeling good out there. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody having a good Saturday night. You know what I mean? I hope y'all feeling good on this Saturday night. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I don't know what night it is. Don't care. It is whatever it's going to be, whatever it's going to do. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, we back up in the building and we finna get this thing jumped off right. Specifically, what I'm talking about tonight, there is a subject. There actually is a specific subject that I'd like to cover. And what I'd like to cover is this right here. Again, welcoming all y'all back to the Trill Cast, the way we podcast, the way we vlog. This is the way we vlog, and we like to talk, yeah, all that there. So check this out, man. Sometimes shutting the fuck up and listening is the best thing you can do. You heard me? Sometimes shutting your fucking mouth and opening your ears is the best thing you can do. Especially when you're trying to learn something new. When you're trying to learn something new, it's really time for you to just soak up the game. It ain't time for you to talk. Because it's obvious that if there's somebody there to teach you some new information, it's obvious that you don't have that in your brain, because if you did, you would be standing up there doing the teaching, and that person would be sitting in the seat doing the learning. You will get your turn, James Wilson. You will get your turn to become the teacher once you've mastered something. That's the only way you're going to get your turn to become the teacher, is when you master something. When you harbor a skill and master something. So everything that you are currently doing now, do it to the best of your ability. Because one day, just one day, you're going to master it. And guess what you can do after you master it? Then you can monetize it. Once you master whatever it is you're doing, then you can monetize it. Then you can have a protege to teach them what you know. But until then, sometimes the best thing to do, and I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it, man. Come on. Sometimes the best thing you can do is shut the fuck up and listen. That may sound like something very common. That may sound like something very easy to do. But you guys have seen it all too often, as well as I have. I've also been the individual who didn't know when to shut the fuck up. That was kind of early on. But when game is being spilled, I'm a sponge. When game is being spilled, I'm there to soak it up like a sponge. Kind of like SpongeBob SquarePants. If I don't get my ass back in that gym, I'm beginning to be built like SpongeBob SquarePants. But we're going to fix that on another note. We ain't going to quit. We're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on
Trill casting and lasting and working out and lasting, say, man, we got to keep on going. But you got to be SpongeBob SquarePants. You seen how dumb Patrick was. You seen how dumb Patrick was. Because Patrick was a starfish. Patrick couldn't soak up the game like SpongeBob was. SpongeBob was a nitwit, half-wit, whatever, but he always trying to peep some game. Now, I ain't saying I'm like SpongeBob because I actually have a brain, but I do have some qualities like SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm able to soak up some game. See, back in the day, when we used to be in different rooms and different arenas, I would tell fellas, work the room the way you work the room. If we had a bitch with us, these days I like to call them britches. If we had a britch with us, I tell her to work the room the way she worked the room. But I would watch everyone at the same time. While I was working the room, networking, getting business cards, because this was back in the day when people used to hand out business cards, so forth and so on. This wasn't a, what's your Instagram? What's your TikTok? What's your Facebook? Or hit me on Twitch. Anything like that there. This was back in the day when rubbing shoulders actually took place. Used to have galas for networking, music conferences, so forth and so on. But when I would work the room, I would be networking, educating myself, getting fat on my head, learning more about individuals that I heard of or thought I knew of. I would confirm certain things. And the way I worked the room was sort of like I worked the wood wheel. The way I worked the room was sort of like I worked the wood wheel, real graceful. I'm talking about swinging to the right and then swinging to the left. Oh yeah, cutting. I was working the wood wheel in the room, swinging and swerving and swinging and pulling up on boys. What's up, man? And I knew a lot about different, individuals and a bit about their background. Now, one thing I'd like to do is have a conversation with an individual to just hear they spiel. You did? Not to judge them, but just to listen in depth to see how they were coming. Now, certain times around when I would meet celebrity individuals, it maybe just been a photo op. Because they ain't going to give you too much game. They trying to get drunk and they trying to get some kagogi. You did? So sometime it'll be a conversation of admiration and a photo op. Now, if they tell you, hey, take my number, that's called Hollywood. Yeah, if you meet a celebrity and he say, hey, take my number, that's called Hollywood. That's just something that sounds good at that moment. You did? Now, you're going to walk away thinking, oh, shit, I'm finna call such and such, and we're going to be the best of friends. And you call that whole ass nigga, he ain't going to never pick up, or he going to pick up one time, he going to recognize who you is, and he going to all of a sudden have something to do, and he going to get off the phone and probably block you or never answer again. That's the qualities of them whole ass niggas, man. That's how some of them whole ass niggas, get out. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some genuine niggas in that business, but they want you to play the keep up game. You got to play the keep up game. You did? And I'm pretty sure y'all understand what that means. Now, when you're able, I'll give you a for instance. Let's say they're in the music business and you in the dope game. Hopefully you're not, but this is a good example. So in the music business, most individuals, if they are artists, they looking for advances from the labels. They're looking for bookings to perform. They're looking for features to be sold. They're looking for appearances to take place, and they're looking for royalties to come through. And all these things come through periodically, and sometimes those things get caught up in the pipeline and none of that shit come through, and they got a big name and they got a chain and they got an image, but they broke as a motherfucker. But they able to go in and out of these rooms because they are somebody and they have a name. Now take it, you You who have hustled your way and your paper is up like a motherfucker, and you able to pay your way through all these same venues that they go to. You able to access these backstages. You able to mix and mingle with the who's who. Now they gonna want to know who you are. And when you don't say you in the industry, they really gonna want to know who you are, because now they can kind of take photo ops with you and pick up some of your street cred and make themselves a little bit more valuable. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, a lot of the rap niggas don't be about what they rapping about. You did? A lot of the rap niggas just be rapping. It really be another nigga life they rapping about. It really be some other motherfuckers that they rapping about. It really just a nigga being a narrator. You did? You can't expect every nigga. That's why a lot of niggas getting caught up these days, because a lot of niggas laying there, you understand, trying to be about what they rapping about. And that ain't gonna get it. I hit the blicky under the house on 13th Street. When we pulled up on the block, we hit them niggas with that heat. We knocked him off his feet and laid him straight up on his back. Who is that? That's that nigga that they called. Look, you know what I mean? It was 9 o'clock at night. We sped off in the caddy. The caddy was white, and I bought it from my daddy. He keep it in the garage, right by the L dog. Yeah, it's going down. I'm a motherfucking hog. Found the weapon. Found the car. How you found me? How you bust me? Goddamn, nigga, you left me a trail in your rap song. Oh, all right. Who I got to tell on now? Nah, but I'm just saying though, man. A lot of times what niggas be rapping about don't be what they're about. You did? But you able to get in these rooms with these dudes and you mix and you ming and you do your thing. I got thrown off on a tangent talking about, artists. But what I'm trying to tell you about is work in the room. When you work in the room, you're looking for opportunities. You're looking for opportunities. You did? Now, what I would do is kind of watch some of my people to see how they engage while they were working the room. A lot of times, unfortunately, when people ain't never been nowhere or been around some, some upper echelons type shit, they kind of get lost in the sauce. They kind of get googly eyed. They go to hugging on people that they don't know. They go to taking pictures. They go to, partying like a motherfucker. And I'm going to be honest with you. You got to know when it's time to party. See, every party environment don't mean it's actually time to party, because there's so many individuals inside those rooms. You have to be able to recognize who those individuals are. In the rap game, for instance, there are a lot of people that I call sharks. They're song sharks, and they looking for brand new minnows. They looking for new little fish, trying to swim up to the bank to have a better understanding about this rap game. And they can see them coming. You see, they can see them coming because they've been in the music business for a good while, and they might have didn't make it as far as they wanted to go, but they did get a little leverage. They got a whole lot of celebrity pictures. They got a whole lot of I know this one, that one. They got a whole lot of I've traveled, and they've been in the mix, but they didn't get their hands on nothing real tangible. They might still can call a couple of people, but see what they do is they take that right there and they turn it on an unsuspected newcomer, and they sell them a whole bunch of worthless bullshit that ain't gonna amount to shit, wasting his time, but busting a lick on an unsuspected younger artist. I'm somewhat of an advocate to a younger artist. If I can't give you something of value, I don't want your money. Now, I ain't got time to just listen to everybody music who come in my inbox. If you want to buy a service where you want me to review your music, hey, we can do that there a little bit better than just popping in my inbox talking about check out my music, because I get multiple people saying stuff like that. And at the same time, I'm not going to lay there and lie to you and tell you I can do this and I can do that. That ain't my business in the game. I'm here to remain in the game, to be real and be trill and be morally sane and stand so someone can look up and say, hey, that is a real trill nigga for real. I don't want to sell you no services that suck, that ain't gonna benefit you in no kind of way. That ain't why I'm here. But yeah, so I would work the room for the opportunities and learn more about people. And a lot of times, the people who really about something, the people who really taking care of business, they're not the loudest people in the room. They're normally the most meek and humble and shy, who try to stay off the radar. Because think about it, if everybody knew the power that they really possessed, how many people would be coming towards them for services, for favors, for expectations. So they must play the role of the mark in the dark. But they are the ones who actually connected to the check writers. They are connected to the industry, and they scouting. They there for a reason, scouting. And those are the ones that you want to get connected to and exchange numbers and just do something to where they remember you. Now, even those guys are flip-flop too, so you can't expect them to keep it real. That's one thing about this industry that I learned. Keeping it real was just something to say on a rap song. You understand? In this industry, all that keeping it real, we got it out the mud. You my nigga, I love you, you my nigga. That was just something to sound good on a rap song. That shit don't mean nothing in the real world, in the real life. So yeah, in this industry, there's a whole bunch of flip-flop, molly-wop bullshit. You know what I mean? You're very seldom gonna find a person like myself who is who he say he is and move how he say he move. And that ain't to, make you feel no kind of way to make you keep fucking with me. Shit, it don't make me no never mind. I'ma still be the same, just like my homeboy right there, Ken of January, who's always been the same. You see what I'm saying? Just like my homeboy, Ken of January right there, who's always been the same. You're not gonna run into individuals such as me and him ever too often. We one of a kind. But what we're talking about today, we're talking about sometimes it's better to shut the fuck up and listen, especially when you're trying to acquire a new level that you don't have. It might be you at school. It might be you at college. It might be you trying to get a new skill. Take it for instance, when I was trying to obtain my CDLs, like them niggas say, when I was trying to get my CDLs, you did? See, when you're trying to do different things to level up, sometimes it's best that you shut the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? When you're trying to do certain things to level up, the best thing for you to do is shut the fuck up. You can't be matching the teacher with the conversation. What kind of fool are you? If you're trying to match the teacher with what you know, you're trying to match the teacher with conversation, but you the goddamn student, you's a motherfucking fool. So I take it a time when I was in CDL school. What they know by that podcast, we got a trill one in the building. Oh yeah, cause it's me, it ain't just a voice, man. It's the voice that get their panties moist. It's your boy, he's elite, rocking that true blue, sipping out a blue cup. I ain't no gangbanger or nothing. I just like Royal Blue. You did? Don't pay me no mind. I just like Royal Blue. But it came a time when things were serious in my life. Things was really serious. It was near a time like this. It was near winter time. It was cold. It was rainy, and people were running low. But the baby birds needed food in their beak. You see, the baby birds needed food in their beak. Now, the baby birds knew daddy had did a whole lot of traveling, this and that, rub shoulders. They seen the picture, but that don't mean a motherfucking thing to your child. Who you are outside that house, them kids don't look. I don't give a damn if you Superman. When you come home, you don't look like Superman to them, nigga. You just daddy. So you can't come home trying to be Superman and play with your cape and all that shit. Nigga, sit your ass down. Watch a movie with your children. So the money went to running low. And I'm looking at the time clock like, nigga getting up there in age. The rap songs sound good, but them bookings slow as a motherfucker. I had to do something. And I went to, what them niggas say? CDLs. Niggas put the S on it. I went to CDLs school. And when I got there, I was a student. I did a whole bunch of this. You know what this is? This is called note taking. I did a whole bunch of this here. I did way less of this here. And I did a whole bunch of this here. I did so much of this here shit, my goddamn ear hole was wet. Pause. But as I was taking my notes and listening at the same time, and putting two and two together, I kept hearing cockamamie. I kept hearing bullshit. I kept hearing, we finna fuck you, unsuspected new person to this new industry. So me being from the music industry, me being from the street industry, I can tell when a nigga getting ready to pull a jack move. And inside that classroom, it was a tall white man walking around shaking his head like this here. He thought he was being cool. But to me, it looked like first stages of Alzheimer's, bitch. Bitch, you think you walking around being cool, ho? But you really walk around this bitch nervous system shot, probably because you used to smoke crack or some shit in the first stages of Alzheimer's, bitch. Yeah, so I'm listening to you, I'm looking at you, and you ain't entertaining me because I'm listening to what the fuck you talking about. And ever so often, he'll talk about the Corvette sitting in the parking lot. You see that beautiful Corvette sitting in the parking lot, don't you? That's mine. And everybody, ooh, oh, and you got a Corvette sitting in the parking lot. Goddamn, I won't remember. Bitch ass nigga, I just jumped out of Bentleys and all kind of shit. Limousines, plane, train, and automobile. Nigga, I just got through eating dinner with Too Short. Nigga, who the fuck you bitch ass nigga, you sitting up here talking that small talk ass bullshit. I'm trying to learn this goddamn business. And as I sat there for a few days, I asked questions. So how much do we pay per mile? Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. Just he looking at me like, sit your ass down, fool. You trying to bust my hustle. You did? And everybody else, they oohing and on by all kind of bullshit. But at the same time, they dropping niggas like flies because they piss testing niggas and they looking at niggas' backgrounds, and niggas is just dropping like flies because they got a bunch of bullshit in their background and they can't move forward. Then you see the people who gonna be able to remain. So as we able to remain, I'm steady asking questions about how much do it pay, motherfucker? He want to talk about you're gonna be able to see all 50 states in about 3 weeks. I say, God damn it, man, you try to run a nigga ass in the ground like an old dog. Yeah, nigga. So if I'm gonna see all 50 states in about 3 weeks, how much is you finna pay me? The nigga started doing some astronomical numbers. The nigga started talking about you're gonna receive such and such per mile rate per limit, boom, fuel surcharge. He knew he was losing a newcomer to the industry, but what I was doing all the while was taking down the numbers. I was taking down the number. And then we got down to the final number. I say, so if my calculations are correct, you telling me I'm gonna earn 28 cents a mile. You telling me at the end of the day, you finna run me like a motherfucking dog with my tongue hanging out, and I'm gonna be away from home for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, and you're gonna pay me 28 cents per mile, and I got to work for you for 9 months because I owe you X amount of dollars. So you're gonna take that out my ass and give me 28 cents per mile. And I got to sleep in this motherfucking truck when I just came out of goddamn hotels and VIPs and all kind of shit. So he ain't know who he was fucking with. You see what I'm saying? He didn't know who he was fucking with. He thought he just had the average funky old school nigga just sitting there needing a goddamn job. Now I still got a few G's now. I still got a little leverage, but I'm here to pick up a new skill. And I'm here to do this. Listen. I'm here to do this. So finally, when it came down to it, he pulled me to the side and he like, you did some good math on that. Yeah, that's what's happening. And I say, that's what's happening, boss? Now, I couldn't let him know I was in on this bullshit and I wasn't going along for the ride. I had to make him believe I was excited about it. I had to make him believe, oh yeah, that 20, yes, some boss, that 28 cents a mile sound good as a motherfucker. And once he seen that I was buying it, he went back to his bullshit career. Long story short, you have to pay attention and you have to listen, whether it be in the world. Just in the world, you moving around and shit, listen. You'll learn a lot. I've sold real estate by listening. Walking in a McDonald's, getting me some breakfast. I sat behind two guys, catacomb, diagonal. And I was eating my breakfast. I wasn't eavesdropping, but I heard them dropping game. And then one of them said, this is just a little side note, tell you how good things happen for you when you juke and listen. One of them said, man, I'm trying to buy a house, man. We working down here in a little city called Port Arthur. He like, Port Arthur? He said, I ain't never heard of Port Arthur. He like, yeah, it's down there by Houston, this and that, you know what I mean? And I'm renting the guys rooms and it's costing me an arm and a leg. It'll be cost effective if I could just find a little 3-bedroom house and pay cash for it and be done with it. That's what my ears picked up. And I put my breakfast sandwich down and I said, excuse me, gentlemen. I wasn't eavesdropping, but I overheard you were doing some construction work in Port Arthur, Texas. Is that correct? He said, yeah, sir. I say, I also overheard that you were looking to pick up a 3-bedroom house. Yeah, I did say that. I said, well, I happen to have one for sale. Long story short, that man bought that house. But back to what I'm saying about in the classroom environment, about keeping your mouth closed and keeping your ears open. You'll pick up on some game. That's how you will elevate. But don't think for once while you're in there, you're just going to be able to straight pick up game. It's going to be distractions. It's going to be distractions. Like the teacher himself walking around, shaking his head, talking about the Corvette in the parking lot. Nigga, nobody give a fuck about your swagger or that Corvette in that parking lot. We here to pick up on some game that we ain't got so we can elevate to another level. So you got the teacher with their distractions because they human beings. You got different sounds going on. You got different people interrupting the room. And then you got your so-called classmates. And in this particular environment, there were a few people who wind up recognizing where they believed a couple dudes. One of them say, man, you look like such and such. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he came back again and he said, man, you are such and such, nigga. I got your CD in my motherfucking car, nigga. And I told that nigga, look here. I ain't here for none of that shit, nigga. I ain't here for none of that rap shit, nigga. I'm here to pick up this game and get this motherfucking CDL. Yeah, I'm that nigga. Yeah, yo. And nigga say, your voice even sounded like that. Man, he's a Lisa Lowe. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. Tell him he's a Lisa Lowe. That ain't got shit to do with these motherfucking CDLs. So keep that shit on the low. So I sat next to this other young boy. He was really quiet about it. And that nigga say, hey man, you was with UGK, huh? Yeah, awesome. Man, I knew it. I said, okay, we just, you know what I mean? Keep that shit on the low. Let's get these motherfucking CDLs. Now, the other nigga, he wasn't telling people, but they pissed him. They pissed him, and his piss came back dirty, and they fired his ass up out of there, so he couldn't continue snitching on. But it was another distraction. It was a younger individual. He acted like a pure motherfucking monkey. He's a little skinny nigga out of New Orleans. He was young. And he was an asshole. He was plumber asshole. He was a class clown. He was interrupting. He was disrupting. He was picking at folks. He was bullying folks. He was a motherfucking fool. And I kept seeing him test people and pick at people. And I'm like, somebody need to tell that kid it ain't the time and the place for that fuckery. It ain't the time and the place for that cockamamie. But I say, you know what? If he ever come near me with that bullshit, I'll set him straight. And he did just that. Within a day and a half, he did just that. He walked up to me and he dropped his dukes down by his waist and he say, big old nigga, I'll knock your big ass out. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I'll knock your big dumb ass out. And I looked at him and I say, look here, son. It's a time and a place for everything. But right now, it ain't time to play. It's time for us. If you trying to get this CDL, it's time for you to cut the bullshit, put all that playing to the side, and learn this shit so you can get out of here. Oh, bitch ass nigga, man, I damn near walked that nigga into a ditch. Look here, you little bitch ass nigga. I'll break your fucking ass off in here, nigga. Look, you little dumb ass bitch. Focus on this shit for a nigga slap the shit out of you. Boy, that nigga got the fuck. That nigga got the fuck smooth away from me, man. And nigga like, damn, nigga, he'll turn into a gorilla right quick. You fucking right, bitch. I ain't came here to play. But a day later, something happened with his shit. And they kicked his ass out. So when they kicked his ass out, that was perfect because it minimized the distractions. But after they minimized the distractions, I knew right then and there, I couldn't move forward with those people. So I took what they gave me in 3.5 days. Now, you can't do that these days. Peep the game. This is how things change. What they gave me in 3.5 days, I took that and I went down to the DMV and I paid a guy $350. Matter of fact, I didn't pay the guy. One of my lady friends gifted that to me. Salute to you, darling. One of my lady friends gifted that to me. Salute to you, darling, wherever you at in life. I hope you're doing well with your big old ass. Oh, yeah, cutting with your big old ass. Yeah. So she paid the man $350. I went over there and drove the man truck for 2-3 hours. He say, let's go back to the DMV. You gonna pass. I'm like, man, I need this. I need that. Man. He like, man, go back to the goddamn DMV. You gonna pass. I went back to the DMV, man, and I got the voice lady that was there, man. She was hard, man. She ain't played no game, and she took me up the road. I was nervous in the summer, bitch, but I thought about it. All that shit I learned in them 3.5 days, that shit that nigga just taught me about an hour ago, and I honed in on my skills. I paid attention, and I focused on what that nigga told me, and she told me pull back up to the DMV. And when I pulled back up to the DMV, she said, hey, you got some points and this and that, and then she said, congratulations, you got your CDLs. I said, what? What? Huh? She like, yeah, you got a few points, but you made it. What she didn't know was she just unlocked the whole motherfucking level for me because now my plan was coming together. But I had to take a back seat and become a student. So what I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, some days, man, once you've mastered certain things, it's okay for you to speak. But if you don't know a motherfucking thing, shut the fuck up and open up your ears. Because guess what? Then you will get filled with things that you don't know. And then you'll know something. Hey, man, it's that goddamn easy, man. What we got going on in this motherfucker, man? What we got going on in this motherfucker, man? Let me see. You have to be a silent assassin, man. You can learn all you can. And then who we got in here? I don't even know how to say that name. Somebody say that name. I want to tell you thank you. You have no idea how much you and PMC have changed my life. Oh, you might be saying PMC. I'm forever grateful for your music from Philadelphia. On the streets of Philadelphia. On the streets of Philly. I was walking around with my head held high and I was looking up at the sky, wondering why on the streets of Philly, on the streets of Philadelphia. Come on, man. Who knows where the fucking nigga going? Who knows how fast a nigga will get there? That ain't the words, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, come up on the streets of Philadelphia, man. Yeah, hey, James Wilson, what it is? You know I'm talking some good shit and telling you some good shit. Now that's some good shit I'm telling you. Dev's head, salute to He's a Leo for adding some skills. Yeah, I had to go get them goddamn skills, and it's time to add many, many, many more. Yeah. What's the highest price of your local load on the truck? $5. Man, you know a nigga don't get online just go talk about no shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? Hey man, that's one thing about it, man. I'm not just a G. You know what I mean? Let me show you what I mean. I'm not just a G. I want to show you what I mean. I'm not just a G. Let me teach something. Not just a G, right? Not just a G. So I'm this. Can you see that? I'm not just a G, my nigga. I'm an OG. Yeah. I done laid there, you understand, and made it the OG status. Yeah, man. Certain things you just don't come in here popping shit, man. You pop, popping and dropping. Yeah, man. But on another note, while we trail casting and lasting, man, who heard about Beyonce concert tickets, man? I done been on your ass long enough about shutting the fuck up and listening and learning. But who heard about Beyonce concert tickets? Ain't like I ever been to a Beyonce concert or ever wanted to go, but I thought that'd be something to really talk about, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute real to the trio talk, man. Yeah, it's going down. What's up, Kilo? Yeah, who heard about Beyonce concert tickets? Because I did a little research to see what they cost because I've seen a whole bunch of people belly aching about the motherfucking concert tickets. So I was wondering what the fuck they talking about, and I went and took me a little look, and what I found is astonishing. You did? What I found was astonishing. Now we sitting around here trying to get $5 a head in the goddamn party, and Beyonce lay there, you understand? If you ain't heard nothing about it, I'm finna put you abreast upon it right now. Her starting ticket price is $522. And there are tickets that range in the price of from $522 to $7,800. So you can buy tickets to her concert ranging from $522 all the way up to $7,800. Now that should tell you a whole lot, man. That should tell you a whole lot, man. Yeah, I just wanted to open that up and get in there and get up off of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get in there and get up off of that bitch. Let me see. Higher than they need. I'm gonna tell you though, man. Them goddamn load prices, man, they vary, man. But you'll have to get in the game to see what it do. It's called RPM. RPM. You got to get in the game and learn to get your RPM. Everybody game is different. Everybody doing something different with the game. So your RPM may be different than my RPM, and I'm just talking about rate per mile. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about rate per mile. I'm not talking about revving up your engine or anything, or putting foot in the gas and then putting foot in the ass in the gas. I'm just talking about rate per mile, how much you getting per mile, rate per mile. But yeah, man, them concert tickets, man, they look like they was from $522 all the way up to $7,800. And I think $7,800 will get you close to the stage where she could actually spit on you. You know what I mean? You can catch some of her sweat. You can catch some of her sweat or something, and she might actually make a mistake and hawk some phlegm on you by mistake, clearing her throat. And you can walk around, hey, I got spat on by Beyonce. I paid $7,000 for my tickets and I got spat on by Beyonce. And put it on a handkerchief. Maybe you can resell it on eBay. Who knows and who gives a fuck? But yeah, man, we in this motherfucking trio casting and lasting. We was talking about some things about just listening in class and elevating and everything like that there. Let me see if you know what I mean? Let me see what else we got. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay. On another note, I was able to spend some time this evening peeping out a new little show on Netflix. Yeah, this is just for the culture. You know what I'm talking about. Kenneth Smith, what it is, that's a new name. That's a new name with some new game. Now, I was talking about them show tickets. Oh, yeah, I'm going in and out. Yeah, them show tickets are bad motherfucker. But yeah, I know they got some Beehive people gonna go. But, I don't know no chicks that be talking about they want to go to no Beyonce concert. And if I did, I ain't paying a motherfucking thing. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never been no trick type nigga. You know what I'm talking about? What up to the whole trio gang? Yeah, trio talk. But yeah, so look out, man. I was able to watch that new little old show on Netflix called You People. I don't know if y'all had a chance to check it out, but it was pretty cool. You know what I mean? It was pretty cool. It featured Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps and Jonah Hill and a few other comedians. But one of the main actors was Laura London, a Nipsey Hussle ex-old lady or whatever, which she probably wouldn't have been his ex-old lady if he was still here. But, you know, R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. So she was on the film and she was one of the leading ladies. Nia Long was also in the film. She was kind of like a second leading lady. She was Eddie Murphy's wife. I'm not going to tell you the whole little show, but you can go check it out for yourself. I thought it to be pretty cool. They highlighted podcasting in that film, and I knew like, okay, it's a new day and age. Podcasting is something really big these days. It's been going on for many years, but these days it's something really big. Because you think about back in the day, used to have this I forgot his name. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. He had the real long, crazy hair. He'd come on at night and he had some crazy guests and they be doing all kind of dumb shit. What's that white dude name, man? He introduced a little character, a little weird looking little black dude named Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? What was his name? I forgot his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Damn, it's at the tip of my motherfucking tongue. Nia Long and Laura London. Yeah. They was off in that motherfucker. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's when you listening in class. You see how quick James Wilson was able to rebound me. Let me give him an A+ right quick. Let me give him an A+. See, there you go. That's for you. Yeah, so Howard Stern, what he was doing with his talk show was pretty much like a podcast. So back in the day, you know what I'm saying, they were podcasting, but now it's just really known with the new internet world and the culture because everybody's pretty much doing it. Everybody's able to push a button and go to chopping it up about whatever they want to chop it up about. The culture, this and that, news, politics, whatever. I don't really do too much politics. I do a little news, this and that. But really, we be trio casting the last around this bitch. Let me see what Ken Ray say. I was trying to take my wife to Mary J. Blige. How much? $1,200. Cool. Shit. To see Mary J. do what? The broke down ass dances she be doing with the little back broke down step and shit with the big tall ass boots on. Hell no. Nigga, I'd rather go see Anita Baker. I look back all along, no good time. We won't share, and I must have been blind just to think I found someone new, someone who loved me. But not no goddamn $1,200 worth, bitch. Hell no, nigga. I would not be going to no motherfucking Mary J. Blige concert for no $1,200. Nigga, I'll pay $100. I'll pay $100. Yeah, I'll pay $100. Come on, man. How the hell? Now, I almost went to some shit. I ain't gonna bullshit you. I almost went to some shit. This girl wanted me to take her to a chemistry concert. It was Chemistry, Maxwell, and somebody else. And all I could think about is, all I'm gonna be doing is dry humping her on her butt all night long. And we got to drive to the venue. We got to walk all up in the venue, get my feet hoiked, stand up and shit, bitch. How about we just stay home, get drunk and fuck? You know what I mean? And I play some goddamn Maxwell and Chemistry on the goddamn radio. You know what I mean? How about I just play them niggas on YouTube and we get drunk and fuck? Bitch, I'm not finna go all to that goddamn shit and be standing up, niggas stepping on my feet. I'm looking at bitches I can't have. Niggas looking at you, man. Come on, man. I ain't got time for that shit. And I'm gonna pay for that torture? Hell no, nigga. Nigga, you want to go somewhere, bitch? You want to go somewhere, bitch? Let's go to church. You know what I mean? Bitch, you want to go to church? Bitch, let's go somewhere where we can sit down. You know what I mean? Nigga ain't young no more. You know what I mean? And I salute everybody who be going to concerts, standing up in marsh pits and all that shit. But that shit there, man, you got to be a special kind of motherfucker for that shit. See, I got spoiled. I just always went in through the back door. I got spoiled at a young age. I always went in through the back door. Now, we used to go to the club back in the day. I had to come stay out the club because I'd always get in a fight. Get a right. I had to stay out the club because unfortunately I always get in a fight. And it wouldn't be somebody picking at me. It'll be some retaliation shit, like some get back. You know what I mean? And that was some bullshit. I don't condone that type of activity. But see, that's that young mind. When that young mind is in that adolescent stage, they don't give a damn about your place of business. All they know is, oh, that's that nigga I've been trying to catch up with. And what's the right time? The right time is now. And so I started to realize almost every time I go somewhere, it's almost the right time for me to get a nigga that I've been looking for. And here we go, tying up some shit. So I learned to party in my own way. I learned to party in my own way. My mama allowed me to drink ever since I was 13 years old. My mama allowed me to have girls over ever since I was 13 years old. So I wasn't always like the average young man. When you think about 13 years old, what were you doing? Think about it. At 13, you was at home playing with video games and shit. Jacking off at midnight. Jacking off in the tub. I know. I was just like you. My big brother. Look what Ray told me, Kenny Ray. Ray fucked my head up one day. Ray said, boy, you better call that goddamn jacking off in the tub. You're going to wind up getting Sabrina pregnant. A nigga played me like a motherfucker. Nigga told me, now he wasn't for certain that I was jacking off in the tub, but he was playing me. And nigga say, you better cut out all that damn jacking off in the tub or you can get our sister pregnant. And here my dumb ass go. For real? For real? So I understand. But I don't know what happened. My mama just let us drink, smoke weed, fuck hoes, have company, you know what I mean? So I ain't like the average nigga. That's why I did a whole lot of shit for you. And I'm able to take a back seat now. Because I already engaged in a lot of that shit. Was new to you, probably old as fuck to me. We been getting drunk. My nigga right here could tell you straight business. Nigga, amongst 4, 5, 6 of us, we used to buy at least 18 40 ounces a day. You understand? Amongst 4 to 5, 6 of us, we used to buy at least 12 to 18 40 ounces a day. And that wasn't even enough. I don't know what happened to us, but we were some drinking motherfuckers. You understand? I don't know. 24. That nigga say 24. God damn it, man. 2 cases of 40s every day, nigga. And that wasn't enough. I used to have some drinking buddies. R.I.P. to Big Wood. My nigga Big Haywood. He used to drink that bitch out the side of his mouth sometime. And that nigga could dump a whole one of them motherfuckers in under, damn near under 60 seconds. And we would spend all day long just talking shit, smoking dirt weed, drinking 40 ounces, fucking off, trying to pull a ratchet bitch. And it was the thing to do. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. But one day I got too high. And I was sitting in a circle with my people. And we were having a barbecue. We had some girls over there. We had some nice little girls over there. And we were barbecuing. And a nigga I knew from the hood, he happened to pass by. And he was high as a motherfucker. And he just half-ass invited himself to getting something to eat. And one of my people treated him as if he said, fuck your mama. But all he did was ask for something to eat. And when one of my people aggressively went off on him, I stood up and I told my people, I know this nigga. If the meat was ready, nigga, yeah, he could have a piece or two. What kind of niggas are we to be acting like we poor and broke, can't afford to give a nigga a piece of chicken? And previously, right before then, I'd heard of somebody losing their life at a barbecue who got stabbed with a barbecue fork in the heart. And that made me just look at our conditions. And they toned it down. They bumped it down, but I could tell one of my people was a little mad at me. Like, why you? And I'm trying to get him to understand, man, we all out here in the same condition. How would you like it if I go on the west side where he's from and stumble up in their neighborhood? How would you want them to treat me? Would you want them to treat me the same way you just treated him? You got to ask yourself that. And he sat down embarrassed. And I made sure, get in that cooler, my nigga, and get you one of them 40 ounces. He got one of them 40 ounces out there, motherfucker. You could tell he wasn't no 40-ounce drinking nigga, because that big-ass bottle was heavy in his hand. He was trembling holding that motherfucker. But I wanted him to know, boy, you're welcome. Get you some of that shit, boy. And so as I sat there in the circle and we exchanged the blunts were in heavy rotation. It was 2-3 blunts lit at one time. And as they were going around, everybody was looking like they was having a good time. And I was taking it to the head, passing it around. And then as I hit one of the blunts, something told me to look at the circle of people and analyze them. And as I looked at everybody in the circle, high as Cooter motherfucking Brown, drunk as a skunk, I realized nobody was sitting in that circle was happy. Everybody was disguising their pain with smiles and masks. They all were lost. They all had no idea what the fuck they were doing, where the fuck they were going, and who they were. And I looked and I said to myself, my God, I've spent close to 15 years doing absolutely nothing. And I looked at the brothers that were sitting there with me. They were 10 years older than me. And they were smiling, having a good time. They was pimpish, they was talking, and all I could see was some lost men who were leading me absolutely nowhere. And I said to myself that day, my God, I gotta break this goddamn cycle. Because if I don't, in 10 years, I always say this, if I don't, in 10 years, I'll be the nigga at the barbecue pit, and it'll be another young nigga 10 years younger than me sitting there, and I'll be leading him absolutely nowhere. And I couldn't see that for myself. I could not see that for myself. After that date, I no longer had the desire to smoke weed. I didn't want no more. Unfortunately, I had been bit by the bug of alcoholism because I had been drinking ever since I was 13 years old. So that wasn't an easy battle. I couldn't just put that bottle down. I could go without days. I could go without weeks, but I couldn't go without months. But I had to keep praying it away. I had to get productive. I had to start moving different. I had to start detaching myself away from the circle. And don't get me wrong, when you do that, don't think that's an easy transaction. Don't think that's a easy detachment. That's the word I'm looking for. You can't easily detach yourself from some shit you've been attached to for many, many, many years. You don't get that exit without ridicule. I remember I went to some of the same places that I once went before. Matter of fact, this is going to blow your mind. Kenny Ray, I want you to listen up close. This is going to blow your mind. After I had determined I no longer wanted to smoke and I was going to change my ways, I went to Linda Stowe. I was at Linda Stowe. And I think I may have been out there talking to you. Don't know. May have been out there talking to you. And the carload of our homeboys pulled up. Nothing odd. And as we talking, shooting the shit, one of them passed the blunt out the window. I'm talking about a big, funky, fat ass blunt. He passed the blunt out the window like normal. And when he passed it to me, I examined it, I smelled it, and I put it back in the car. I say, man, I appreciate it, but I no longer smokes no more. Right then and there, them niggas started a rumor. That nigga must be them laws. I heard them niggas mumble. That nigga must be them laws. So I say, nah, bitch ass nigga, I ain't smoking no more. Nigga, I'm trying to change, nigga. You know what I mean? Nigga, I want to be different. You know what I mean? But once you detach yourself from all that bullshit, it ain't easy. You're going to hear ridicule. People going to talk down on you. People going to talk down on you. People going to make fun of you. But you keep moving forward, step by step, day by day. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, making one more move every day. You see, I hadn't been through a lot of pain. But I didn't want to remain sitting in that pain, just stuck, drinking and smoking and barbecuing and fucking dirty hoes every day. There had to be something different. Come on, man. There had to be something different. But if you keep doing the same things over and over, that's the definition of insane when you're expecting a different result. So I had to break that cycle. I had to do something different. And today, I control when I drink alcohol, if I drink alcohol. It don't control me. I've went months and months and months not even thinking about having a drink. But I'll get me a drink of water because he wouldn't give me none, big boss, man. Can't you hear me when I talk? Well, you ain't so big. You just talk. That's all. Yeah, man. So, man, you got to change things up, man. You got to change things up. And it ain't gonna be easy, man. But every day, man, just try to be better, man. Do one thing, man. Do one thing. Everybody done been through some trauma. Everybody done been through some losses. Everybody done been through some pain. But you got to turn that pain into something other. You got to convert that pain. You got to take that pain and convert that pain and turn it into power. Use it. Use it as part of your story, but also use it as your glory. Look what I've been through. But see, the key word in there is through, meaning you didn't go in there and got stuck there. You went through there. A lot of us like to get stuck in our pain. We like to cradle our pain, nurture our pain. We want to carry our pain around with us for years and years. When in reality, man, you got to take the lesson out of it and keep on moving. You'll never elevate. You'll never succeed if you stay stuck in your pain. Move through it. You're gonna go through it. You got to face it. As long as you breathing, you're gonna face adversity of some kind, in some way, shape, or form. But don't do like no baby. Don't do like no baby. Don't sit in your shit. Don't do like no baby and sit in your shit. Get up and take that pamp off and wash your ass, boy. The Hook with Billy Cook. Me and Billy Cook have a multitude of songs. He's an individual I've been knowing for a mighty long time. And I always had respect and love for him because in the beginning, we did some work with him. And he did something that I took dear to the heart. He didn't know us from day one, but he invited us to his residence where his family dwelled. And I take that close to the heart. When you playing these street games, it says a lot when you think highly of somebody enough to where you invite them to your home. So I always had love and respect for him. And I've always had his number in my phone. And he's an underground king. He's a person I seen got it out the mud and still getting it. A very talented, soulful R&B singer and a writer. One day I'm gonna send him a track and just telling him to put his writing on it. But a lot of times when I produce those tracks, I already have the hook because I write good too. A lot of times I just can't sing the shit I write, but I write all kind of shit. You dig? So when I get at him, I normally have the hook already wrote out and I just ask him to sing it. So that's how I got that hook. I've been knowing the homie for a mighty long time. And it was time for us to do some good business. No, I'm talking about, yeah, what it is, Kilo. Let me see what Kilo talking about in this bitch. Yeah, let me see. Through the lessons, now it's on to the blessings. Yeah, we're gonna keep on going through the lessons. We're gonna keep on receiving the blessings. But the deal and the key word is to keep on keeping on. How did you meet him? I met him in the streets, pushing my music. I saw him, he had a rap vehicle, he had a rap van, and we bumped into each other and talked, and he told me who he was. And when he told me who he was, we exchanged CDs, and when I heard his voice, I knew I had heard him before on different stuff. And that was like way back in the early very early 2000s. Yeah, okay. Billy Cook got some bangers. Yeah, he got plenty with Zero and anybody and everybody you can name from that H time. A bunch of classic records, this and that, this and that. I think I had him on here before. Matter of fact, he called one day and was able to just chop it up. But we need to get him in here and do a whole interview with him to highlight a lot that he got going on. Deb's Head, let me see. I lost a lot of supposed friends because I stopped doing drugs and elevated. Misery loves company, but hate when you progress. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And Jesus have shared a Bandcamp link with a dope Billy Cook record, I bet. Let me see. Billy Cook and your style fit perfectly. Yeah, you see, I was actually overlooking contacting him because I was thinking of all these different people. And then when I got to the point, like, man, I need to do this record. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just put the record down again. I'm like, nah, you can't put the record down again. Call Billy Cook. And I hadn't called that man in a long time, text that man in a long time. And I happened to just text that man. That man hit me right back, and boom, we went straight to the business. We went straight to the business. But on another note, I wanted to address a situation. And this is no big deal, but I just wanted to address this situation. A long, long time ago, I used to hear people say I was trying to sound like Pimp C. So I made it my business to make sure I rap like he's a Leo. My ad libs, my tone, everything I did. I made it my business to stay away from that because I didn't want to hear people saying I was trying to do that. And people picked up on, okay, he's a Leo as he's a Leo. You know what I mean? Got his own style, rap on different kind of beats, New York beats, West Coast, Midwest, you know what I mean? North, South, whatever. But mainly I can make these country rap tunes. It wasn't until here lately when I started doing more of experimenting with dropping the singles, listening to the feedback, looking at people was gravitating to the most that I discovered people wanted me to drop them fucking country rap tunes. So why not give the people what they want? So lately, yes, I have been doing more of the Pimp C hooks. I don't request those. When guys send me beats, they send me that. You know what I mean? Certain times I go in and I sound like my nigga because I want to. That's what I'm doing specifically. But I have so many songs where you can differentiate and hear he's a Leo as he's a Leo. But somebody took it upon themselves today to say, you will never be Pimp C. And I'm wondering, like, how warped is this guy's mind to think that I'm trying to be like a homeboy that I tribute, that in the flesh, I look out for his son and keep it real just by repping what we once did, but also moving along into the present times and preparing for the future. I'm not stuck in the past. So I wonder what made him feel that I was trying to be Pimp C. When you do this type of stuff, you expose yourself to the public, you're going to hear all sorts of shit. Some shit you just ignore it. Some shit you just don't address it. But that was so uncanny to me that here in 2023, that somebody would mistake that I'm trying to be or sound like Pimp C. Like, make it make sense. He's a Leo along with Pimp C, before and after. So whoever felt that way, I'm not mad at you. But if you got time, do your research. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I ain't disgruntled. I don't want to fuss and cuss. I don't want to spit box and lip wrestle. It's just if you got time and you care to, old boy, if you were just trying to say some things that you thought might pierce my armor, it didn't pierce my armor. It just confused me because I've been consistently doing my thing, showing up, available. And if you were to look just a little bit more in depth, you would have seen how much a trill ambassador that I truly am. Oh yeah, cut. Let's keep on moving. Free Young Pimp for real, man. Let me see what we got right here. Boom, 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 boom. I ain't heard you on New York Beats. Which song is this? If you listen to a song I got called The Ripper, it's basically a Busta Rhymes track. I gotta play it for you. I gotta play it for you so you can hear the versatility. Let me see. Question. You know we want to know. What's that? What you want to know, Kilo? It only seemed right to add that Pimp C flavor to your songs. You keeping his name alive. Yeah, I'm just doing my little old part. You know what I mean? Who cares what they think already? Yeah, I gotta let you hear this. I gotta let you hear this one New York track. But this is one of many. I used to be down with a DJ group. I still have respect for them and love for them. But I used to be down with a DJ group, and basically they were from all over. So they were sending me beats from New York. Man, they were sending me beats from everywhere, France, Germany, and I feature on a lot of this stuff. But oh, look, Jesus went found that hoe. Jesus went found that hoe. Let me play that bitch a little bit right quick. Show them how I get down. You know what I mean? Show them how I get down. Pimp used to tell me back in the day, stay off the motherfucking beats. Check this out. Check this out. But I also feature with my nigga 50 Cent cousin 2-5 on a handful of New York records.
Warning.
Check this shit out. Like you.
I really don't know why you want to say. It must want to be your get down on that hoe. I'm fine. So let me I'm a bust out the rip, I can clip, let the boys know that they big not trip. I'm living this motherfucking dirty ass house. I tell where I'm from when I open my mouth. I'm a boss, I'm big getting paid. Nigga, you stop, stay getting paid. I'm gonna shoot you with the diamonds for shine. Even with the crib, I'm always blinded. Niggas can't stand it, they say they wanna ride. But nigga, I'm a bust, better get from your job. People have a problem, you better get ready. And niggas get it south like a little girl's kitty. Take it, get it, all about my cake. I'm trying to get a slice, get it through my plate. I'm a fool with it like them boys from the booth. We get for down here, pretty ball, real shit. My cup for the purple, top laid back. My rims all glass and my trunk on crack. I run for the shop, fuck high school. If a nigga take a fuck, tell me it's a south shit. It's shit, nigga. And that's what it is. I'm missing for the streets, but it gets to the kids. Kids, you listen to some niggas' hoes. So you wanna get, you wanna get them in my clothes. That's the first class, please dance home. You must be a fucker, wanna do what you do. It took me a century, not a penitentiary. Free on the show, I don't need a whole bitch. I'm being real nice, I know it ain't tight. Talking about money, you better get right. I'm working for the place, round after round. We hook it up, every day we put it down. Still, she take bread, teach you our story. Love Cadillacs, but I'm living in the forest. Rockin' red monkeys in my shirt, rap Lauren. Got my own cash, I don't do no borrowing. I'm a cold individual. Fuck the pussy niggas, I don't win no heel, nigga. Won't heel, nigga. When you get your ass touched, boys hate me, cause I won't be a grudge. Try to jump for my grind, for my own ride. So my own brothers, now it's time for me to shine. Bitch, when you put in work, get a group work, get a fan base, you can do a concert. Never start with a damn phone with a horse. You staying in the hood and they tired of your boss. Get your ass high, live with your dream. We trying to knock us, man, do your own thing. I ain't got that but I know more shit. We'll be in the game if you go into the next house.
Man, you get it, man. You get the point, man. You get the point, man. I'm not just like a country rap tune only rapper. I'm not just like a southern. I'm a fucking southern MC, nigga. I could really rap when I want to. I can freestyle when I really want to. I could do all that shit when I really want to. But for me, it ain't about that anymore. It's about together with a producer, putting together some quality shit these days and just having fun with my craft. I was robbed of the fun of my craft because I had to do so many things while I was doing my thing. But now I'm able to kind of kick back. When I book my studio time, I don't have a whole lot of distractions or be worrying about a whole lot of shit. I fall in there and I take care of my business. And hopefully I come out with the best type of shit that I can come up with. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, what else we got going on in this bitch? Let me see. Them East Coast beats bring out a different Heezy. Now I want to hear that shit with 2-5. Man, let me see which one. Man, I got so many records I was doing with my East Coast niggas. It'll trip you out. Let me see, 2-5. I got a West Coast record too. I did with Glasses Malone. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. Here's one. Here's one.
You're in the mix with DJ Dells, strictly for the streets. Don't talk about the things I do. We crack more than once like deja vu. I've been doing this shit for a minute. The sky is the limit, but the limit is space. Nigga, too close to me and I'm spitting your face. I'm a turtle, I'm a rabbit, I'm winning the race. Respectful nigga, go ahead and make a circle. I check you, nigga. Why build you up and I correct you, nigga? Operated rapper, I step you, nigga. So after you, nigga, I'm a New York trying fucking with Oakland Rivers. They spray out bigger, so they hope we'll hit this. Intimidated by five, they know I got a movement. Talk shit about me when they see me, they don't do shit. I'm all over the new shit, I'm all over exclusive. Don't care who there, vibe off some new shit. I don't care about what you got, cause what you got can get you shot. Bring it down on the block, y'all niggas front. Rapping niggas sleep, I'm nice with it. Kind of in the dad and equal. Niggas where I'm from don't play no games. Southside nigga, ain't shit change. One hollow tip will take your frame. Put your head on the paper to reach your brain. Don't take much to see I change. But from easy back, he got the game. This shit's match, now he's been playing. Everybody in the hood know my name. I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing. I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing. Do my thing, I'ma do my thing. I'ma do my thing. I'ma do my thing,
Come on, Heezy.
do my thing, I'ma
Hit that shit, Heezy.
do my thing, I'ma do my thing. Do my thing.
Smoking at home wrong. Talking on the wall, I track phones. You limited nigga, not take your broke ass on. See it mad at your boy, I just be in my face. See the way I play it, look like I got that brace. Looking down in the big car, looking like a trap star. Too tall, herringbone and every yellow ice on. Yeah, I got my ice on. Wish the niggas kept long. Here, nigga, get your ass dumped on. Claiming that they hard, so they know that they fraud. See the pose in the club, walking with bodyguards. I keep a place fall back in an automatic. And now swinging motherfuckers to your head, yeah. See that, be the sound of revenge. Like a pussy ass, don't bring your bitch ass friends. I'll test drugs, slinger, wood, and after the finger. I'll break your ass up like a brand new single. Don't fold, no pin, I ain't got no friends. Get it in, get it home, trying to dodge the pin. See my brother doing 20, he done pulled that 10. Doing 24, bossy about to join the team. We swing, we crank on racks these days. We left to us, get it out of alleyways. New J's, say on my feet, up and I'm a Chris down like teeth with a pocket of gallon of that cheese. I'ma give a record in me. But I turn to a room cause we constantly bleed. Blue and white, flashing lights, niggas stuck in the guts. Red lead, we come out and get back to the bus. Yeah, yo. Long time.
Nah, my nigga. I ain't limited, my nigga. You could put me on a track with a nigga from the East Coast, West Coast, South, Midwest, nigga. You could put me on the nigga. I got songs with Do or Die, nigga. I got songs with Do or Die, nigga. Nigga, I'm on a song with Scarface, nigga. I ain't just a little retarded nigga on UGK Records that was down with Pimp them, nigga. I actually really could rap if I wanted to. You see what I'm saying? But that's just one of many. When I got with that DJ crew, they assigned me a specific DJ. And my nigga happened to be out of Richmond, Virginia. DJ for show. In early 2000s, he was responsible for spreading my name all around the DMV, Washington, D.C., New York, Philly, anywhere you could name. This nigga mixtapes was going there. I used to test this nigga mixtape by putting my phone number in the song. Say, nigga, do something trill, nigga. Hit me up at 713 wop 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 the dop bop. It's going live. Know what I'm talking about? Yeah, yo. Nigga. By the time that nigga dropped that mixtape, nigga, my phone would be worldwide. Niggas calling me from New York. Say, yo, we in the thoroughest borough, yo. Hey, Easy, do that shit for me, son. What you talking about? You know that shit you do? Yeah. You know what I mean? Niggas calling me just to say, can I do that yeah for them? From all over. So it ain't about just what you think I got going on, my nigga. I already done touched so much shit. Like if you Google my name on the mixtape circuit, I was in that era of that mixtape shit. So I feature on hundreds of mixtapes. Hundreds of DJs have got at me and got exclusives. Hey, Easy, man, boom, boom, could I get an exclusive? Boom, boom. I'm in the studio every day, nigga. I go in the motherfucking studio and freestyle some shit. Holler that nigga name out. Yeah, man, you checking out DJ such and such. Boom, shoot that to him. What he gonna do? He gonna throw it on the mixtape and promote a nigga. But that game kind of ended. It got oversaturated. It got oversaturated. It used to be a time, my nigga, where I used to take my catalog of CDs and a whole bunch of CDs that I featured on, and I would distribute them hoes in the areas where these DJs wasn't because they wasn't from my area. And man, I used to have almost 20 or 30 CDs that I featured on that I just supplied to different stores and shit. Then I had my featured albums. Had a heavy rotation going on. But most of the time, everything I was pushing, I was on that motherfucker. But you got to move with the times, man. Times change. Times change. And you got to know how to move with the times. I didn't want to move forward and not stop selling physical product and all that shit. But the tide came in and it changed tremendously. But the most beautiful thing about it was I already had everything in place. I was already on all the digital platforms. So when it was time to switch over from physical to digital, it didn't catch me by storm. It didn't blindside me. If you go look at this, how you really see about niggas' YouTube pages. You go up near the community tab and you go to the thing that say about. You want to see how many views a nigga getting, how many views a nigga channel getting. You want to see how long a nigga been on YouTube. You go look in that about section. You can do that for any nigga YouTube page. And it's gonna tell you been on YouTube since. Nigga, I got on YouTube in 2006. But I just didn't know what to do with it. I had all this content and I intended, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that when things slow down. But we were so in them streets so much and so long that I didn't even know what to do with my YouTube. I could have been monetized. I could have been building this community. My first videos, I always say this because it's the truth. You can go see, I'll leave them up. My first videos did hundreds of thousands of views. But I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that equated to. But I'll be a monkey's uncle right now if I tell you I don't know what it means. I know what the fuck it mean now. Oh yeah, cut. I know what it mean now. But when things started switching over to this digital shit, it didn't catch me off guard. It didn't blindside me. I was a dinosaur. I was hoping it wouldn't move so fast. I was hoping it wouldn't change so quickly. But as I saw it changing, I changed too. You did? When I saw it changing, I changed with it. You got to be able to move with the times. Because the old ways were probably good. The old way of doing things back then was probably good. Think about it. Uh-oh. Okay, Jesus Trevino went got there for y'all. 2.8 million. 2.8. Well, how you say that? 28? No, that ain't 28 million. That's close to 3 million views. That's close to 3 million views. And we just started being consistent, you know, maybe close to 2 years ago, a little bit under 2 years ago, you know. So now I know how to work this thing, and I'm teaming up with more people who know how to work this shit. And they giving me game. We swapping game. We networking. But I'm not in a hurry. I'm not anxious. Because I'm not trying to do this shit in a spurt and see what I can boom right now. I'm on that longevity shit. What you think it's going to look like in a year? God's spell life. What you think it's going to look like in 2 years? You think I'm going to keep doing the same thing? I'm going to change with the time. Because I understand sometimes the old way is out of style. Doing things the old way can go out of style. It's like John Henry when he wanted to compete against the machine. At one time, John Henry was a hell of a man with that sledgehammer. He used to drive them goddamn railroad screws in the ground through metal with one lick. Wire! Everybody, John Henry, that nigga. And John Henry was strong than a motherfucker. John Henry felt like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm gonna be here forever. Then technology developed a machine that could drive them goddamn railroad screws in the ground without any manpower. But what John Henry say? John Henry say, I'm the man. Fuck that machine. My way is the way. And they like, well, John, we're trying to give you a break, man. You could put that sledgehammer down now. You could be a boss man. You could be a foreman, or you could do something else. Hell no, fuck that machine, nigga, and fuck you. Matter of fact, I'll challenge you on that machine to a motherfucking one-off. Man versus the machine. And that story go, John Henry was a good old man. John Henry died with a sledgehammer in his hand. What that means is, the way I interpret it, is sometimes you got to let shit go. John Henry should have cut that goddamn sledgehammer loose. So you can't walk around knuckle dragging when technology is moving rapid than a motherfucker. You got to move with it. You got to read. You got to hush up. You got to listen, and you got to learn, and you got to execute. So there's a lot of motherfuckers that do some of that shit, read, listen, and they learn, but then they sit on their pussy and don't execute. Kilo can tell you, back in the day, I used to go to all kind of nigga studio throughout the hood, networking my motherfucking ass off. And what I found in common was everybody could produce music. Everybody could record. Everybody could write songs. But everybody would not pull that trigger and put that shit out. And that was very peculiar to me. That used to have my mind going around in circles. Like, these people over here got a whole team and they got song, they got a little structure, but they won't put the shit out. Don't make me no never mind. I got to go. You dig? And I didn't have all that. But I knew how to execute. And that's the difference between a lot of us. There's a high percentage of us that want to do something, that talk about doing something, but they just won't execute. West Side, PA, what it is, man. Let me see. Do you know any more Pimp? Do you have any more Pimp C footage? Yeah, sir. I got plenty. I got hundreds of mini DVDs. I got hundreds of mini DVDs. Longs, Texas, what it is. Deep East in the building. Know what I'm talking about? I got hundreds of mini DVDs. Some of it feature Pimp C. Some of it feature Pimp C in action. Some of it just feature us fucking around in the studio, on the road, this and that. Just a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? It's just a whole bunch of shit. And I have intentions to do something with it one day. But I'd like to see my channel grow a bit more larger. Then I'll go to putting together exclusive content. Put together something like a documentary. You dig? But the movie I'm working on don't really have nothing to do with, you know what I mean, our behind the scenes shit. That's, you know what I'm saying, me elevating and moving on. My history is my history. My affiliation is my affiliation. Who I am who I say I am. But as we moving on in 2023 and beyond, we got new things going on. I got a whole book coming out soon. I got a whole book coming out soon. Can you dig it? A whole motherfucking book, my nigga. I've been working. I've been moving forward. You may look at me sitting on this throne like I'm sitting there bullshit, but man, I'm in motion. I'm in motion. I am energy in motion. When I ain't on this motherfucker, man, I'm reading. I'm researching. You dig? I'm putting pedal to the metal. I'm doing different shit. I'm taking care of kids. I'm taking care of myself. I'm ahead on the bills. I'm writing songs. I'm making design. I'm talking to different people, networking about different things, exchanging ideas, talking to rapper minds, talking to producers, talking to graphic designers, film producers, podcasters. When I come right here, it's my time with y'all, man, to have a good time. You did? When I come right here, it's my time with y'all to have a good time, man. Hell yeah, I will buy it. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's going to be available in many different places. My editor says she's going to be able to walk me to the front doors of Amazon. She says she's going to be able to get me in libraries. She says she's going to be able to do a whole bunch of things. I got 2 book covers being worked on right now simultaneously. And I'm going to pick the best one. I got 2 book covers being worked on right now. So if you see a book cover that's out right now saying he's a Leo, that ain't no book cover. That's just some bullshit I threw out there to let people know, hey, it's something in the way. It's something in the works. But the book cover has not been revealed yet. But it's coming. It's being worked on. What Kilo talking about? Let me see. Put together a team and work this digital industry. Yeah, man, I pray to God that team coming together. But what I did, Kilo, I had multiple teams in the past few years, and I discovered a few things I didn't like. So I've been allowing things to come together organically. I haven't put any effort into it. I haven't put any effort into it. I just allowed it to come together organically, like I was working on the book alone. And I was coming here saying a few things about having hardship, this and that, looking for editors. And my man right here, right up under you, Jesus Trevino, who was a loyal supporter, always coming through year after year. And he told me, hey, man, let me help you. That was God putting him in my path organically. You see what I'm saying? I didn't go looking for him. He was already there. And God put him in my path organically. And he was able to help me take it to the next level. But now we got to take it to another level. So I welcome things falling in place. But right now, I'm just not seeking anything. I'm just moving forward and moving forward. And if it fall in place the right way, we're going to fool with it because we cool with it. Oh, yeah. Can't wait for the book, man. And I appreciate you, Jesus, what you done, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. I'm waiting to see this museum Big Mitch talking about in PA. The museum ain't already there. I thought the museum was already there. But it might be something different. It may be something different. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, you know, ain't nothing wrong with stuff like that, museums and different things of that nature. But we got to benefit the living beings. We got to benefit the living beings. You dig? A lot of times people like to pay tribute and make a statue, you know, make a gallery. Okay, well, who gonna benefit on? When people paying to go in that motherfucker, where that money going? You know, I ain't knocking that. Don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking nothing you just said, but I'm just giving you an example. I'm about getting that motherfucking paper in hand so we can delegate it to the people that matter. You did? PA can have all kind of museum, but if that motherfucker ain't delegating none of that goddamn revenue towards the living beings that they represent, it's some bullshit. It's cockamamie. But I ain't talking about their situation because I don't know their business. I'm just talking about business-wise in my own mind, how my mind works. That's like me saying, Lawrence, Texas, I'm gonna make a statue of you. You're gonna be like, oh, that's cool, but you alive. Let's say I put that statue in a room and charge people to go in there and see it. And all I'm telling you is, Lawrence, Texas, I got a statue of you. Oh, that's cool. But I'm steady getting people to come in and pay to go in and see it. Nigga, where that paper at? That's what niggas need. Where that money at? What's up, C-Rip, man? My nigga, man, interview on Super Tight TV. Already, man, that's what it is. C-Rip in the building. We got to get off all that old stroking ego. Folks will stroke your ego all day long. Where that motherfucking money at? You know what I mean? Where that motherfucking money at? Nigga can't eat nothing but that motherfucking paper. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna be dope. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be dope. They get a museum open, this and that. But yeah, man, these days, my nigga, Long Texas, I'm just on some real nigga to the bone shit, nigga. Where that motherfucking money at, nigga? Cause last time I checked, nigga, we was sending big soup to Young Pimp while he been in prison. And last time I checked, nigga, I ain't stopped. You know what I mean? That's real shit. Yeah, you see, me and Pimp hung around a whole lot of time doing this and that. But guess what? Nigga, we were breaking bread, nigga. Because he wanted to know where that money at. And if he wanted to know where that motherfucking money at, I also did too. Because we got mouths to feed. We all got needs. You know what I mean? But yeah, salute to Big Mitch, them in the museum and all that there. Boom, 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 this and that. But I want to know where that motherfucking money at, nigga. Because everything costs. Costing a nigga thousands of dollars to put out a motherfucking book. Who would have knew it? Who would have knew it? It'd cost thousands of dollars to put out a motherfucking book. Who would have knew it? Nigga talking about putting out a movie, nigga's gonna cost thousands of dollars. All for services these days. All for all sorts of services these days. You did? So we need to get to that motherfucking paper. Ain't nothing shaking unless we could put some paper behind it and make that shit happen. Hold up. You know what I mean? I don't mean no disrespect. Don't get me wrong. I ain't talking down on nobody. I'm just telling you the way I move around this motherfucker. What else we got going on? Man, it's early, man. What else we got going on before I get up out this motherfucker? What else we got going on before we get up out this motherfucker? Yeah, that Super Tight TV interview, y'all go check that out. He dropped another segment and shit. And it's on some real shit. Now, you know, the obvious career choice. But when we actually did that interview, we had to do it like 2-3 times. And partially of that interview, man, when he asked me that question, that room got so quiet with a spirit in that motherfucker that we all felt it at the same time. It was crazy. But he said the audio was fucked up. But he wound up being able to salvage it. But yeah, let me see. Real talk. A museum and we got homeless folks, and poverty is at its lowest. Let me see. And poverty is at its lowest. Time to put new leaders in action. Let's get that bag for real. That cream, that Wu-Tang, yeah, that cream. Yeah, man. A lot of times, certain things, I'll give you an example. Back in my day, back in Kilo day, the radio station wasn't giving us no kind of airplay. The radio station wasn't giving us no kind of airplay. Give us a feel-good Pimp C. Give us a feel-good Pimp C. What that mean? But look, the radio station wasn't giving us no kind of airplay. And it just kind of dawned on me, man, the Golden Triangle and all the places that this radio station broadcasts to is damn near 500,000 people. Because what you got to understand, sometimes we only think, when we think of the Golden Triangle, is Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange. But are we thinking about those little towns in between, all in the crevices? You know, Buna, LaBelle, just all that shit around there. Woodville, all that shit around there. You got to dig it, man. The coverage of that radio station ain't just Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange. I'm almost about to sneeze, so I'm telling the truth. Is it coming or is it going? I don't know. But yeah, man, it ain't just Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange. It's all those crevices in between. So I did the analytics on that shit, and that shit came up to be damn near 500,000. That's 500,000 motherfucking people. But the average person in any one of those little cities, Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange, they're only thinking this radio station is only reaching Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange. They don't know. Oh, goddamn. LA, California. Yeah, look. So you got to understand, why is it that Houston can make stars, places like Dallas can make stars, so forth and so on? Because the radio station reached millions of people. Well, right there in the Golden Triangle, they actually can break stars and make stars, but they don't want to do that. They're controlled by the bigger radio stations, and they don't give a fuck about making those stars or breaking those stars. But if you raise enough hell and you bother them enough, they will do some passive type shit to pacify you. So after I did my research, I started to seek meetings with program directors, assistant program directors, DJs, and all these different people. I wanted to know why niggas in that city, in that area, could not access them airwaves to put out quality local music. I wanted to know why. Because I wanted to know why, in the capacity that I wanted to know, I was able to sit down with the fucking program director. And you know what he did? He implemented shows to expose local artists, because I went up there enough and raised hell. And guess what also he did? He made sure that my music was in those shows. That pacified us for a little while, but I wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted them to break some shit. And when I sat down with him again, he told me straight up, we can't play it enough and put it in rotation and just break it, but we could slip it in the traffic jams. We could slip it in the 6 o'clock hours. You also can come up here and you can do an intro for the show. You can create a song that's an intro for the show. At that time, it was Jazzy Red on the radio station. There was this other dude. He had a show called Tight at Night. He actually took that name from me. I forgot his name, but he was a tall, dark-skinned dude. kind of corny dude, but he got that fucking radio voice. Latrell something. But still to this day, I hear him on different commercials and shit. And he's very commercial. He's doing radio commercials. He's doing everything. But he was on the radio and at the time. And because I kept going up there, they kept me in some kind of rotation. At one time, they was playing at least 3 songs that I featured on and played intros. And this was another way I wound up getting on the radio way more than everybody else. I started doing commercials. Jazzy Red, who was the other dude? Latone Hart. There you go. Latone Hart. Y'all remember Latone Hart? He had the yeah. So I had different songs playing of my songs and songs I featured on. I also had radio commercial spots. And then I also had the intro on their little 6 o'clock show. This was all me and the program director sitting down, swapping game, and me telling him the people of my city, Beaumont and Port Arthur and Orange, they are busy at work making great songs, but we can't even get no exposure at home. How do you think that make us feel? And they started to pacify us. Let me see. You remember last did Diss It for the local artists. You remember, oh, Kiss It or Diss It. Yeah. I remember that. So they started doing all that type of stuff. But then I had to figure out how could I monetize that and make money off of that. So what I was able to do off of all that airplay, off of being on the radio all those different times, I was able to sell my voice to local businesses to cut them commercials. And then I was able to get in a position to help run a club, which I cut the radio spots and the commercials every week for that club. So every week, every month, you were hearing me. You know what I mean? You was hearing that, man. But that wouldn't have happened if I just would have been passive. Just, oh, they won't do this. Oh, I don't know where the money at. Nigga, I wanted to know where that exposure at, and that exposure turned into money. Where that motherfucking money at? If you never ask that, trust me, nobody will ever show you. Nobody will ever pay you. You got to know the post. You got to know where you post that to get paid. And back then, that's what it was about, man. Paid show. Don't you know niggas will rap 15, 20 years and never get a paid show? Don't you know niggas will rap 15, 20 years and never get a paid show? Nigga, you could have been a doctor or a lawyer. You could have been a doctor or a lawyer. Me too. But I learned how to get paid early. And it was a simple dynamic. And I'm going to teach you this dynamic. As long as you are calling them, if you don't have something so incredible that you're about to introduce them to, you need them. You need them. If you're calling them, if you are calling them, you better have something so incredible that they're going to thank you for putting them on to why you're calling them. But if you don't have that, what you must do is make a motherfucker call you. If I ain't said shit tonight that you picked up on, that's some good shit, I'm telling you. Because guess what? When you make a motherfucker call you, they ready to purchase some of your services. They inquiring how much are your services. And I did a lot of free shit. Oh my God. I did so much free shit, boy. Come on, man. Capitol Beach parties. I'm talking about passed out t-shirts. I'm talking about gave out so many motherfucking CDs. I'm talking about performed till my goddamn tongue was hanging out. All free of charge. All free of charge. But like any business, Your doors will soon close if you keep giving away your product. Come on, man. Your doors will soon close if you keep giving away your motherfucking product. And at that point in time, I was the product. Let me see. I'm just here to perpetuate. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We keep the perpetuation going here over at the Trio Cast. But back then, I was the motherfucking product. But I had to get them to start calling me. I had to get them to start calling me. Let me see. What is Cabo Beach Party for those not from Texas? Cabo Beach Party is a fraternity-based party that college students used to put on during one of their break times. All the fraternities and the sororities will go to Galveston Beach and they'll rent all kind of bungalows and condos and they'd party for days in and days out. People would get on a ferry to Galveston Island and they would just walk up and down the streets at the beach with music playing, concerts going on, food and drink. I'm talking about one hell of a jamboree. The whole goddamn island be crawling with college students. But because it was such a popular thing, it would attract everybody. Hood niggas, old bitches, old niggas, hoes go out there to sell pussy, niggas go out there to sell dope, niggas out there fighting. Now, I put it like this, it was a motherfucking, one of the biggest type parties ever during that time. Rappers would go out there to promote, so forth and so on. We could say so many things about this thing that took place in Texas, in Galveston, Texas, but I think I've said enough. I think I've said enough. But yeah, man, you asked me that motherfucking question and threw me out my whole goddamn topic. You asked me that goddamn Cabo Beach, nigga. When you asked me that shit, nigga, I went to the Cabo Beach party and forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Come on, man. Somebody bring me back before I went to where was I before I went to the Cabo Beach party? Somebody help me, goddamn it. Nigga, I was going somewhere with this here shit till I drove over there to the Cabo Beach party and went to seeing all that ass and everything and all them females and Kagogi and niggas on spree whales. God damn it. I might just have to end the live because I done forgot what the fuck I was. Nah, I know what the hell I was talking about. Nigga, I was talking about making them call you. So you think I'm dumb, poor, and broke. Come on, man. I ain't dumb, poor, and broke. But look, making them call you. You got to make them call you. So I remember the first time I had to put in so much motherfucking work. I had to put out mixtapes and all sorts of shit. I say, damn it, man. When I'm going to start getting paid? And all of a sudden, that phone rang. Let me see. You were talking about when you were the product. Yeah, nigga, I'm the product. If they call you, they trying to buy something. Exactly. It's that simple. And I remember, man, I got this phone call and it was a real goofy voice. Hey, I'm trying to get hold to the artist. He's Leo. Yeah. I say, yeah, he's Leo. Oh, great, man. Hey, he's Leo, man. I was trying to see, what you would charge to come do the show here in my club, man. Yeah, man, we've been hearing a lot about you. People are always asking about you. He's Leo. I say, huh? For real? I say, yeah. Well, shit, yeah, man, we do this all the time, my nigga. I'm really jumping up and down like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Well, could you come sit down and talk to me and we can get it together? You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. And I went and met the man. Probably a day later. He had a nice little club, held about 200 people. It was a bar. And it wasn't in the niggerhood. It was across the street from the apartments on motherfucking on 9th Avenue, out there by by the mall, out there by the mall. It's called a bottle shop. It was called a bottle shop. Nice ass club. And I sat down with the man. He had on a Hawaiian shirt and some glasses and shit. Real cool white man. And we negotiated the price. And I told him, I say, look here, man, along with that, I want a bar tab. I want a couple $100 worth of booze to go along with that. He like, we can do that. We can do that. He say, I'm going to have you open up for a rock group. I'm going to have you open up for a rock group. I say, I don't give a shit. And I went to the Deep East and I got my nigga TJ McGirt. I told my nigga TJ McGirt, hey, nigga, it's on. Nigga, we got our first paid show, nigga. And we went over there with the white folk and had a good ass time. But the crazy thing about it, I used to shoot basketball at the local recreation center. We call it the Old Y. And we also used to call it Fight Club. And I was shooting basketball over there and I strained my back. Or like Mike Tyson said, I broke my back. But that same night, nigga, I had the show. I had to get my old lady to rub me down with all kind of pain cream and put a back brace on me. And nigga, I was walking like I had a stick in my back. I was walking like I had a stick in my back, nigga. I was playing basketball hard than a motherfucker. But me and all them Deep East niggas, JT, TJ McGirt, Bright TJ, all saucer niggas. Nigga, we fell up in that motherfucker and had a good time. Turned that motherfucker out. And that man went to booking me back to back. And I told him, I can't come every week, man. That ain't what a rapper do. Which I ain't know what a rapper did. Nigga, I'm just trying to get my motherfucking foots in the door. He like, well, how about every other week? I said, we could try it. And I got my practice in there, my nigga. I got my practice in there, my nigga. Then the phone started ringing a little bit more. Hey, man, what it is to come over here? Oh, yeah, cutting. Oh, yeah, cutting. Then, when the phone wasn't ring, I make the motherfucker ring, nigga. I booked the goddamn show. See, that's what a lot of niggas ain't know. I booked the motherfucking show. I be the promoter. I changed my name on the flyer. I call myself something else. I call myself such and such. I call myself Big Money Grip. I call myself Underworld Promotions. Y'all remember that? I used to get into it with Kilo and them because I started Underworld and they started Underworld too at the same time. And we used to argue a little bit. And I used to show them niggas, nigga, I'd already put Underworld shit out. So I started going under Underworld Promotions. Niggas ain't never even knew it, nigga. Whole while, it was either Kilo and them or it was me. But if I was on the show, 9 times out of 10, I was the promoter. And what I mean by that is this. I'd book the club. I'd pay the sound man. And I'd collect the money. And I'd perform. And go and buy my motherfucking business with a pocket full of money. Then we started throwing party. We started throwing party. We started booking the Civic Center throwing party. So when you're looking at a nigga like me, you're looking at a whole motherfucking history book filled with all sorts of shit. Know what I'm talking about? Let me see. Yep. I had SWAT Entertainment. Okay. Your big homie used to be over there. He told me he was doing the Underworld and I showed him, nigga, that was me all the while doing Underworld. But I was TGR. TGR, baby. Triple gold. See, I was triple gold. But when niggas started to learn I was triple gold, I had to switch the game up and come up with a whole different name and go up under that name sometime. Because sometimes when nigga realizes you, they don't want to fuck with you. They don't want to support you when they know it's you. You see what I'm saying? I learned that early in the game. If they think it's you behind it, they don't want to fool with you. But you put somebody else's name up on that bitch. Then they fall off in that bitch like, yeah, fuck you. I'm over here fucking with Underworld Entertainment, nigga. Yeah, nigga, fuck you. We fucking with Underworld Entertainment. Yeah, I talked to them people the other day. You're a motherfucking lie, nigga. Whole time that was me. Yeah, man. But yeah, when you the product, man, you got to know how to sell your product, man, and how to market your product. You got to make them call you. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I had a good time with y'all tonight, man. I hope y'all picked up on what I was putting down. And basically what I was trying to tell y'all is, man, sometimes you got to shut up and listen. You will be the teacher at some point. You will be the teacher at some point. But we got to sometime, we want to learn something new. Keep our mouth shut and open up our ears. Let me see. You all right, Big Steve? Hey, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, man. Let me see. Yeah, my uncle rented the club to Underworld, but wouldn't rent it to TGR. Yeah, hey, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You tweak the game a little bit. You tweak the game a little bit. Let me show you some other shit. Let me show you how I broke a deal with no money up front and get paid. I go to a club and tell them, you need to book this artist right here. I don't know how to get in touch with that artist. Well, I do. You did? You need to book this artist right here. And they be like, well, okay, well, what I need to do? I'll handle it all. Just give me a $500 motherfucking finder's fee and give me a couple $100 to perform, and I'll put it all together. All right. I contact that artist. Hey, look out. I can get your book right here. How much you charging? They say, I'm charging this. Well, won't you give me $200-300 for brokering the deal, and I'm going to make sure you get that, or probably a little bit more. Let's do it. Well, now you got a whole show with He's a Leo, ESG, this and that, and I done got paid off top. You got to always make a way when there's no way. See, niggas will be looking you upside your head thinking you just bullshit and spinning your wheels when you doing nothing but brokering deals. One of the biggest shows that I brokered, and I'm not going to give you the specifics, but I'm going to just tell you this. One of the biggest shows that I brokered was Slim Thug, Bun B, me, and Gizmo in Mississippi. That was one of the highest paid shows I ever did. It was one of the highest paid shows I ever did. You got to know how to get paid, son. Shits and giggles is, hey, it's good. But you got to know how to get paid. And if you keep your ears open and your mouth closed sometimes, people willing to tell you how. But you got to execute. And you got to stop wilding in your pain. You got to stop rubbing your pain. Oh, it hurt. Quit rubbing it. Let it heal. And keep moving forward, man. A lot of this shit I be talking is really therapeutic for me too. I'm able to hop in my big truck sometime and put on a Trill Cast and just let it roll in my ears. Reminding myself of the good things that God give me to say. Reminding me to stay motivated and keep on moving forward and grind hard. So this just ain't for y'all, man. This is for me too. Let me see. My cousin Luke, Johnny Stewart, was trying to be another Suge. I had to give that nigga the boot. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I remember him. We had a conversation. We had a conversation at my detail shop. We had a conversation at my detail shop, and that's when I revealed to him that I had been moving under that underworld shit too. It really threw niggas' minds off that I was doing so many things. It really threw niggas' minds off. How the fuck you doing a car lot? How the fuck you doing a detail shop? How the fuck you doing a lawn service? How the fuck you doing t-shirts? How the fuck you rapping? And how the fuck you throwing parties too? I'm just doing it, nigga. Like Nike. I'm just doing it, nigga. So, no brag, just fact. You want something out of life, you got to go for it. You got to execute, man. And all I've been doing my whole life is trying to change my trajectory and elevate to get in a great position to be resourceful for myself and my people. But that get misunderstood. That get misunderstood for being vain. That get misunderstood for being money hungry. Then you have people, they go to saying, money ain't everything. They get used to being poor and broke, and they say dumb shit. They say, money ain't everything. But then I must remind them, money may not be everything, but damn near everything costs money. It's your boy, He's Elite, man. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be, and it's going to do what it's going to do. Know I'm talking about? Long live the pimp and Mama West. Free young pimp, man. Yeah.